There is no spoon.
What are you doing? All right, Mr. Spoon.
Wait.
See your reflection, man.
Wait, you don't know that actually?
No, what?
There is no spoon.
Is that like some unk stuff? Like, what does that mean?
All right, no, it's so like you don't know that. He doesn't know this. Come on, man. Wayland Yutani, building better worlds. Da-da-da-dan.
Six,
I mean,
seven.
I would expect you to
6'7".
know the spoon, though,
6'7".
man.
I don't want you to tell me
what
about
that is.
6'7".
I don't know what that.
Okay, there is no
420?
spoon. That's Matrix, man. The Matrix.
Man, I don't watch that. I never watched it in my life.
Goodness gracious. Okay, and you're in IT, man. I don't get it. So, like, okay, and you don't know what Wayland Yutani is?
When you say Utani, I thought you meant Otani, the baseball player. I was like, oh, the baseball player.
Okay, we have to have a off segment where we actually do some education about movies and culture and all this stuff. I mean, but
Listen, I'm an 03. I'm one of those, like, 6'7", 420, 6'9",
19.
9 plus 10 equals 21.
Yeah.
no man. Okay, so like, you're a soldier of the future, right? So very, very important is you need to know about coffee, you need to know about wine, you need to know about photography, lenses, movie trivia, especially science fiction. If you're in IT as well, you need to like get all these parts ready. All right, it can't just be all about your skin, man.
Listen. I know 679 from Fetty Wap. That, like, dude, I'm too young for this. I don't know what you're talking. When you're saying Matrix, I just feel like that's too foreign to me. Like, I've heard of it, but I've just never watched it. I don't know what's it about.
What? Okay. Well, actually, that's a good segue, though we're not talking about that today. On Division Zero, though. But I mean, a lot of the AI, conversation, a lot of those stories and fears that people have are based around AI and this computer taking control, right? Or AI taking control and turning humans into batteries.
I guess so, but I mean, it clutched me up for my exam today, so I think it's good.
Oh yeah, okay. Let's get let's get into it. So everyone, welcome back to Division Zero today. My name is Alex, and I'm here with Jeff and Muhammad. How y'all doing today?
Doing all right.
All right.
Doing okay.
So we actually have a topic today we're going to talk about, but first, like we always do, we're going to talk about our week in IT and cybersecurity for this week. It's been kind of a funky week. Guys, why don't you start, right? So what happened to you this week in the IT world?
Let me look at
a lot of firsts.
A lot of firsts. Okay.
A lot of firsts.
All right, break it down.
For one, had an Onsite with a user who really wasn't the most technically savvy. So just trying to explain things to him in person in a way that he'll understand it. Making sure I get all his questions answered. And it's one of those things where like the guy is like super, super chill, super cool. But like he just had a lot of stuff to do. So I was there for quite a while. It was originally supposed to be, I think, like an hour, like 2 hours. But it ended up being like 2.5, 3 hours, which isn't so bad in the grand scheme of things, but it was one of those things where it is what it is. And then the next day, we had an Onsite to do an office move for a client. And that was one of those things where originally we planned to, I think, leave at like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, but we ended up having to kind of make sure their network was configured correctly. And so we spent some time trying to figure that out, making sure all the connections were there, making sure the network was working. We had to reach out to the ISP, get some things configured. Then after all that, we had to help them out with their move. So we ended up coming back at what, 9:30 at night? Start at
Yeah.
7:30, came back at 9:30, man. What was that?
Yeah. I think majority of the time was spent just setting up their workstations. It was just a pain in the ass because like a lot of them had like different setups and they wanted it in a certain way, and we had to, be creative and think up, outside the box. And there was a lot of challenges because, we went to Micro Center. The guy, said, okay, this is what you need. And apparently one of the boxes was in PoE switch, which I guess, it's our fault for not reading it, but the guy just handed it to us. So we didn't think much of it. Luckily we did had a second PoE switch that on hand, so thank God for that. And yeah, just making sure the users are able to print. And then also like there was a user that one of their outlets wasn't like working at all, and that was a pain in the ass trying to route. We were thinking about daisy chaining different extension cords,
Power
like
strips. Yeah.
powering one extension cord to another extension cord to another extension cord. Luckily, they had like magically they spawn in like a really long ass extension cord. It was, but it was like at the extension cord was stretching,
Hmm.
like just a little bit, but not too much tension to where the point where it's just gonna rip apart. But like it's like yeah, they gotta you know the electrical people or like the office building need to look at that and see what's going on. But yeah, it was just majority of the time was just that and going to Micro Center, and the networking side just took, want to say like an hour and a half. I think, or maybe 2 hours. I think majority of the time was just dealing with Comcast and getting
Yeah.
those IPs active and on.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see if I can summarize this, right? So you started off with Mohammed. You basically said that you had to deal with a client or a customer that's not too tech savvy, right? So a lot of times in IT in general, right, we have to be able to explain something extremely technical to someone who isn't technical, right? Now, they may be technical in the field they're in, right? But we have to explain it so they can understand it. But also, you have to manage the expectations, right? Because sometimes the expectations don't actually match the reality. And then you guys got stuck on an on-site where you had to do an office move, and this was your first office move, right?
My first office move.
Okay. Yeah, I guess when you're, in an office move scenario, right? Like so many different things can happen, right? But you actually, if you can, you always do kind of like an on-site first to kind of check it out and see what's there, but nothing ever goes right, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So you're moving things over. But if I remember, though, luckily, right? So that particular on-site, so the client kept all of their IPs and everything like that. So there's not too much reconfiguration, right? But there was some
Mm.
like backup internet as well. But the backup internet wasn't prepared. And, I think like what the firewall actually had just like one like internet or WAN port, right? But
Mm.
they're actually doing
Yeah.
two, right? So you actually had to go in there and figure out, okay, so we have WAN one, right? What's WAN two? Actually, you guys called me up. We're just like, oh, the internet's not working. I mean, like,
Yeah.
let's be real here for a minute. You're like, the internet's not working. You better watching this light flash, and it keeps just going and going, and it's not doing
Yeah, I
anything, right?
guess I guess we didn't take it into account that uh, having two internets, and then the firewall just having one WAN is like, how the frick does that work? But then the with the next gen firewall, I'm not sure if that works with like the old Cisco firewalls or like the old firewalls, but like I didn't know that you can have one regular port turn into a WAN. So that was new
Yeah,
to learn. I didn't know that
yeah,
you can
yeah.
convert them. So
Oh yeah, no, it's something like definitely good to learn. I mean,
the
a lot
one
of the
thing
larger
that
firewalls have it.
yeah, well, the one thing I didn't understand why it was configured the way, like why is like the WAN one not the primary, but but
I mean, you
like
guys confused the hell out of me. You kept saying Comcast, then you said Cox, then you said Comcast, then
dude,
you said
I don't
Cox,
know. I'm like,
and then you
I'm
said
like,
like Verizon. So I didn't even
Bro just
know.
kept getting
Yeah,
he
no,
just
but
kept getting confused. Like he
dude,
was like,
I think because it was tired and like the entire time I was thinking like Cox was the same as Comcast. Like, wait, at the end of
kept
halfway,
saying
I was like,
Cox.
wait, I think it's because they both start with like CO. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm like, whatever.
You were just like tomato. They're
Yeah,
both the
tomato,
same.
tomato. They're both the same.
no, and then they, you guys got back really, really late, right? You had to go and deliver this stuff. I mean, overall, right? So, being new kind of into IT, right? This is the reality of it, right? You never know when an onsite is going to finish. And if you're thinking
Yeah.
that, in IT, you're going to live this life where you're doing 9 to 5, which, myself and, my other colleagues, right? Like in like leadership will tell you is that, I mean, you're working all the time, right? You're always kind of monitoring something, and time can go beyond the your regular schedule, right? In your guys' case, right, you guys came back so late. Like,
Yeah, I
was
mean,
it?
it wasn't a first for me. There was times
Mhm.
where like I came back home late, but it is what it is. It's part of the job. You can't really do anything. And besides, realistically, we could have like finished the onsite move another day, but we were
Mhm.
like, well, let's just finish it in one day and just call it quits
Get it
afterwards.
over
Like,
with.
just
Yeah.
get it over with. Like, we didn't want to go back.
All
So,
right. Yeah. So, what time did you finally get home and eat dinner? Right. What time did you guys finally eat dinner?
nine
I mean, yeah,
thirty,
like
10.
yeah, pretty much around the same time. Yeah.
Yeah. So that
Yeah.
actually goes into like the segment of today's show, right? So, you know, it's basically the health, right? Your health in IT, right? So, I mean, you guys literally like left because you came from really far away, right? So you guys kind of met up. You also had to get a vehicle that you had to take out there. And then basically you arrived on site at 9 o'clock. And then you had to leave the place multiple times to get additional equipment. And then you didn't get a chance to eat the entire time until finally when you did finish it, right? You decided, because usually what happens is you get to a point in the on-site where it's just like, we just got to, I don't want to come back here ever again, right? So you just want to
Yeah.
get it done, right? And so then you
Yeah.
guys
Basically.
finally ate dinner around 9 o'clock, right?
Hmm.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
So,
is
I
what it
mean,
is.
well, so, again, though, I mean, that's not always, but that could be like 70% of the time when you're doing like on sites, right? So today on, this show, we're going to talk a little bit about the health in IT. I mean, do you guys feel healthy? You feel healthy, Jeff?
Um, well, as you can tell by my glowy skin, yes, I do.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Um,
I mean, I was talking to you earlier, man. You're talking about, man, I need to do some fasting, man. Then you started going to this whole entire. Then mom started going to this whole Catholic thing, and like it was just weird, man. I was just like,
I don't know. I was just saying, I don't know what happened there. I don't know, some sort of miscommunication. I just said good for him. I never said anything wrong. I was like, hey, good for him. And then I was like, maybe I should do the same, like actually do Ramadan, not like the Catholic version, but like the Ramadan version, but not in like a religious way, I guess, but like for like the lose some fat.
And I
well,
told you, man, go for it. If
I
you can do
mean,
it, go for it, dude. What's
Yeah.
stopping you?
My mom's amazing cooking.
I
Dude,
know.
like if you smell that, it's nah, man. And then your mom just
Well,
like
that's what you
here.
gotta resist.
Yeah, but then my mom says here, and then she puts like a full plate of just godness food, and it's like I have to. It's like yeah, but usually the way I compensate with that is skip breakfast, and then I tell her just give me something like for lunch, don't give me something big, just give me something small that can get me by for the rest of the day, and then for dinner just go crazy. But I just told
So
her just make sure that it's more protein than carbohydrates, and
yeah,
add some like
yeah,
a side of lettuce or
yeah,
something or
mom,
salad.
can you make sure that, after you make my bed and wash my clothes that, yeah, can you make sure that you prep the lunch for me that has just enough protein so I can make it through the day? It, would that be all, honey? It's like, yes. Actually, okay. And then she leaves you a little note inside that says, "Oh, my son, bless you. I'll see you for dinner." Right? Like, I mean, that's beautiful, Jeff. I mean, now, like, I mean, this is, this is kind of a rare situation, and I actually know Jeff pretty well, right? So solid guy, right? But
Solid
it,
guy.
yeah, honest guy, hardworking, like really, really talented when it comes to like pretty much everything. But like, I mean, his mom makes his bed, washes his clothes, and
No,
cooks
I
for him
no, she doesn't. No, she doesn't.
every morning, man.
She cooks, but like everything else I just do it myself.
Well, so it's kind of interesting, right? And I got a lot of questions for you as well, Mo. So like, I mean, back in the day when I was in IT in the late '90s, like early 2000s, right? I mean, I didn't have a mother. I never had a mother. No, that like like cooked for me, right? I was kind of living in like a group house with a bunch of guys in Fairfax City in Virginia, and we worked at an ISP. And I mean, I think that the things that we would eat. Well, I mean, there was never anything in the fridge except for like condiments, right? So if you want to like ketchup or mayonnaise or like ketchup, then it was there, but there wasn't really any food or maybe some old like, takeout boxes. But, literally like we survived off of like, Jolt Cola, right? Mountain Dew. Oh yeah, no, I mean seriously.
Heck is
And
Jolt
then
Cola.
Jolt, it's like really, really high sugar and like caffeine. It's like the precursor to like all of those like Red Bulls and everything. It was called Jolt, man. Look it up.
Really?
But it was like really, really sweet. And then like, you just kind of bang back coffee all day, right? And then during that time, America's coffee really sucked because all you had was Folgers. Now you get all these different coffee places. But then like we also would like do takeout, right? But we didn't have really any options, right? So we would have something like Chinese food nearby, right? Pizza or or some sort of nearby like cafe that sold sandwiches, right? So we could that's what we'd basically eat. And of course, since we were in IT, we didn't actually get blessed with a 9 to 5 schedule, especially if you join IT early on. They usually stick you on like the 1 to 9 shift or like 5 to throughout the night or even the graveyard shift, right? So you never had the option to live a normal, natural life. You were on a lot of caffeine and sugar, and then your only options were, I mean, the fast food, right? But in a lot of ways, I feel like we were healthier than you all are now. Actually, what do you guys want to say about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's because like the fast food industry nowadays is more popular. It got it more expanded. So now you see like a McDonald's every 5 minutes down the road, and it's just cheap. People are just lazy to cook, unless you have a mom that cooks for you. Um, it's like there's always something around the corner for you to eat that's pretty cheap. Your Wendy's, Taco Bell, whatever it may be. And then you also got DoorDash and your Uber Eats, and then your
Yeah.
Grubhub for that delivery service if you're extra lazy to drive. Um, you know, you could just pay for that service. And also like,
Yeah.
and I think also because a lot of like my generation, we came like from like I want to say like late 1990s to like early 2000s guys and or women have gone through like a phase in their life where they played like they had a phase in time in their childhood where like they were stuck in their room playing Xbox 360 with playing Halo, playing Destiny, and just having a bunch of games to play with their Xbox friends. Those Call of Duty like uh like sessions were dangerous. There was some crazy shit happening. Not gonna go further than that. Might get in trouble, but yeah, it was kind of wild back in the day. But you had your people just getting stuck up with like their monsters, your Red Bull, and all that stuff, and like and then once the popularity of like delivery service like your Grubhub again, it like made it worse. So
I
my
mean, was that
generation,
before COVID or was that after COVID?
I was
Or
before COVID.
that was before COVID. So before COVID, you guys were getting shit delivered to you all.
Um,
It
well,
was less, but it was still there.
yeah, it was still there. I
Like,
think it got more popular. Like, like your only
Yeah.
delivery service there was like mainstream or like what people knew was like, you know how like Pizza Hut and like your Domino's had like, you know, you bring them up and like, hey, I want pizza. They're like, oh, do you want it delivered? He's like, yeah, and then you just tip the guy. Things like that. Like if they offered like delivery, but like actual applications to like deliver whatever you want wasn't that popularized or, you know, that mainstream until like COVID. Because you know everyone was stuck inside.
Yeah, I think at the minimum people would still go outside to do most of things they needed to do. Plus, I think like working back then was had to be different too, because with like work from home wasn't really a huge thing. Um, I mean, I wasn't working in IT back then, but I do know work from home wasn't really a thing. Like
There was
my
no
dad would
work
have
from
to,
home. There was no work from home.
he'd have to go into work every day. Um, Sometimes on the weekends too, and I think the technology was different then too, so you guys were probably more up on your feet and not so much sitting at a desk for 9-10 hours a day too. So I think that also has a factor to play, that while I guess you guys weren't eating the right things, you guys were still active, which
Yeah.
is part of your job at the time.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of the stuff back then, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like a lot of the stuff that was IT support was more of, you know, something you had to troubleshoot in person. So you had to walk
Right.
to the on-site or go to the user like, you know, in person. You know, nowadays with like things being on the cloud and things being, you know, not so much on-prem, it everything you just remote into the computer as easy. You don't have to go unless there's a certain county that, you know, any problem, it's like it's better just to go there.
Yeah, no. I think that, yeah, of course, the technology has changed and the security has actually changed as well, right? So there's so many things. But of course, I would say, and speaking to other colleagues, because I was overseas during the pandemic, right? And I remember how quickly everyone in IT had to react, where they had to go and get everyone set up remotely and then get the systems working. And then we had this whole entire issue with security, how to secure those systems. And we're still dealing with the security aspect of it nowadays as more firms and places kind of open up just 100% virtually, right? So, yeah, we had to walk around a lot more than you all did back in the day. And if I wanted to get something, it wasn't as easy to get delivery. I'd have to go to the restaurant, like, and feel shame because I was ordering like 50 cheeseburgers for all the people back at the warehouse, right? So, but yeah, I mean, but in a lot of ways, also the food has changed too, right? So, I think you mentioned
Yeah.
to me, like, Mo, like, we were talking, like off off camera, off mic, last week, I think, and you're telling me that like a lot of the food has changed, right? So even the drinks, right, has changed. Like what food has changed in that, and I mean, we're still kind of eating the
Yeah.
same things, but it's different, right?
Different ingredients.
Yeah, yeah, different ingredients. Like I think we talked about Twinkies. Like back in the day,
Oh,
you used to eat Twinkies all the time. Like I used to eat them growing up too, but
was a Twinkie.
I recall there was a point
That
in
didn't sound
time where
right.
like Twinkies tasted different.
What
And
do you mean?
then I think like they just tasted different. And then I think when we talked about that, we actually looked up the ingredients and it turned out Twinkies had like 50 other ingredients that were added to it just to keep it on the shelf for longer.
Damn. Is it
Man,
So
we
I
gotta get
think
some
like
Twinkies
at
tomorrow,
least
man. We gotta try it out.
is it
at
bad that
least
I is it bad that I never tried one?
You never had a Twinkie?
Oh,
I'm
I've
surprised,
You
seen
need.
man.
it. I've seen it, but I
That
never
was
Oh, you're
Man,
gonna
they
live.
should give us those things in school, man. What do you mean?
He's gonna live a
bro,
1,000 years, man. He didn't get that
my
Like
one, like
in
that poison out of
my
that
s-
like
Twinkie, man.
elementary school
my
parties, man.
school
Like
my school just had like pizza parties and like, you know, your party bag chips or whatever, and like I don't know, like those I never seen a Twinkie before, like ate a Twinkie before. I've seen
yeah,
it in like vending machines and stuff or like on store shelves, but I just saw it and I was like, ew, I don't know what that is.
Well, not everyone has like your mother, like cutting fresh vegetables that she cultivated and grew in the garden, as well as
No,
slaughtering
man.
the meat, getting it ready while making your bed and everything, washing your
All
clothes and
right, all
brushing your
right.
He
hair in the
has a
morning,
good
right?
man. He has a good man. He has a good.
I mean, I love your
He has
mom,
a
man,
good.
right? Like his
Listen, listen.
mother has made like tamales for us. Like, I mean, there was like 50,000 tamales in there. And honestly, Jeff, I got there before everyone and no one was around, man. I took 8 and wrapped them up and put them in my bag. But they were so good, man. I got 5 kids to feed, right? So
Hey, but like, your
you don't know
wife
that line
made
either,
some
right? I got
really.
was 4 kids to feed.
Your wife did one hell of a curry, man. My mom, I don't think she ever like tasted like Japanese curry before. Just like your bait, like we have like a basic like curry thing for us, nothing fancy. But then I was like, hey mom, I brought some curry, and it's from the Japanese dude I mentioned to you before. She was like, oh really? She's like,
Is
okay.
that who the hell is that, man? Talking about, man. Talking about my nationality.
Yeah, I told her, it's like, the half black, half Japanese dude is like, oh yeah, that dude. I was like, okay. And then
Hawaiian, bro.
Hawaii,
Hawaiian,
let me be
Samoan,
more
man.
specific.
No,
The
it's all good.
Samoan.
Okay, no,
We fucking Barack Obama up in here. Like,
it just brought back trauma, man. Okay, but yeah, no. So your mother appreciated the curry, right?
but yeah, she was like, I was like, she like ate like a piece or like a little
Hmm.
bit of it to
Yeah.
try it, and she was like, "Oh shoot, this tastes good." I was like, "Yeah, I know. Save me some the next day, right? So we can eat it for like I can eat it for dinner, like after work. You can eat it for lunch or whatever. Come back, and then I see the thing is clean. I was like, okay, where's my portion? Oh, I'm like, what do you mean? Oh, she's like, oh, I ate it all. I didn't think you. I told you I wanted to say like, oh my gosh.
Oh, it's okay. I mean, for everything that she does for you, man, giving her the curry was the least that you could do,
Yeah, I
right?
guess so.
But so, Mohammed, so same scenario though, right? So, I mean, you've been in IT for a minute, and you actually, you live with your parents as well, but they don't cook every single meal for you or wash your clothes or anything, right? So, for you to stay healthy, I mean, some of us have. I'm saying, Jeff, if you have a good situation, you want to hold on to that as long as you
Yeah,
can,
oh,
right?
I
You know what I'm
know, I
saying?
know.
Right? I'm
Yeah, like
saying.
as much as you guys go at me about this, I'm like, I don't go. I don't care, man. Like,
Well, no,
I'm
no.
good. I can worry about
Bless.
other stuff. Like, I
No,
don't.
no,
It's
no,
not.
no, no. God bless your mother, man. All right, like, but so Muhammad, right? So same kind of
Yeah.
deal, though. Like, I guess Muhammad could probably get food every day if he wanted to, right? But he's doing self-imposed, like, I need to do this because I want to be healthy, right? So he kind of does his thing. So I mean, in IT, Muhammad, like, what do you recommend? Because I don't actually see either of you guys, and it's kind of hilarious, right? I don't really see you guys really snacking ever, right? And I always see, and you mentioned
Yeah.
something about food prep, right? So, I mean, in IT, I mean, you just saw the hours we did, right? That's not every day, but so each day, what do you do? What's your recommendations to kind of be healthy, right? And IT maintain.
I mean, I try not to snack a whole lot anymore. Growing up, I used to eat snacks all the time. So I try not to snack anymore. I try to keep it to around like 2 to 3 meals. Not gonna lie, when I wake up in the morning, I don't get too hungry, so I just usually just eat something small.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then like lunch and dinner are really like my primary meals. Um, but like the only reason why I cook food for myself is because like my mom always makes food, so like I
Mm-hmm.
can take it.
Yeah.
But I just make food for myself because like in Pakistan, like Pakistani food is like really really high in like oil and like carbs and such. Like my mom, she doesn't put as much anymore, but still, it's not really the best to eat every single day if you're trying to lose weight. So that's the only reason why I do like my own cooking, my own meal prep, and everything. And my mom, she understands it. She doesn't give me a hard time over it.
Yeah, my
But
mom, she's like very considerate when it comes to like making food. She's like she puts health first. So like she'll put
yeah,
like a teensy bit of olive oil, and then I introduced her. I put her on like cooking, like the olive oil cooking spray thing, where
Mm-hmm.
like has like 0 calories to it. I was like, hey mom, like if you need to add more oil or like to make the cooking better, whatever whatever you're cooking on like the cooking pan, like use this so that you don't have to add more calories to it. She was like, okay, and then She was like, "Yo, Jeff, you're a genius." I'm like, "No, it's just been a thing for like a long time." So, she puts like, for like when it comes to like like the taste, like for example, the tamales, right? It's never like artificial. It's she puts like a bunch of veggies, peppers, some seasonings and stuff like that just to make the flavor. It's never like your corn syrup or this other processed stuff that you see like
Yeah.
other restaurant stuff put in like like a lot of these restaurants when they make tamales is a lot of processed stuff like and like Hispanic stuff like
Hmm.
because the thing is when they do that it's because it makes the cooking quicker. So like if they're um if they're like a high in demand restaurant like Hispanic place like they get a lot of people in and out like a lot of orders, they try to cut through like get shortcuts to make everything faster so that it can boom 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 boom. Like my mom has like she has the luxury to like take her time, you know master her piece and do it her way in like a more healthy manner. I think that's why over the years and like my mom when she feeds me like gives me food. Um, I've never been obese. Like it's like she give me a lot like a plate full of rice, beans, and like your steak or chicken or whatever. But like, I never got so obese because of like her consideration of like, the health side of stuff, mainly because her of herself, because of her health problems herself and also myself with I guess as a kid I had like very high cholesterol, and so my mom was like very like on my ass trying to make sure I don't have a heart attack or something. And then also my dad who's like, has who likes to booze sometimes. So like my mom takes that into consideration when she cooks so that, it's not too unhealthy, but it's still enjoyable to eat. It doesn't take away the flavoring and experience of eating good Hispanic food.
No, right on.
I guess what it comes down to is like having that food ready, like just ready to go. However it may be, whether you have somebody who's cooking it for you, like a relative, or you're cooking it yourself. As long as you have that food ready at the end of your shift, then I mean you're less likely to go and eat out at like freaking like McDonald's or Popeyes
Yeah,
or whatever,
and
whatever they say, and
another
you're less
thing.
likely to snack too.
And
Yeah,
what'd you guys
exactly.
eat
Another
last
thing.
night? What'd you guys eat Friday night after Onsite?
Don't worry about it, man. Don't
No,
worry
what'd you
about it.
eat, man?
Don't
No,
don't
what'd you
worry
eat, man?
about it.
I've never heard of this place before, man. I'm not privy
Oh,
to
well
this.
Oh,
deserved.
you never heard of Chipotle?
You didn't go to
We got
You didn't
ourselves
go to
a
Chipotle, right?
we got a good salad, something healthy. You know what I'm
Yeah, man.
saying? And we
What was
got
the
like
name
a
of that? What was the name of that place?
Chipotle.
No,
You
no,
just told
Mexican
me.
seriously.
grill.
No, what was the name of it for
Chipotle.
real?
You just told me, man.
I
It
just
was
told
some
you.
fried. It was some fried chicken place, right?
No, no, no fried
I
chicken
don't know
here,
where you're
man.
coming out with this.
No, no, we're
What's the
keeping
name
it
of it,
healthy
man?
here. We're keeping it healthy here, man.
I think you had some sort of dream, man.
I
No,
don't know
man.
what you're
Like you
talking
guys
about.
at 9 o'clock, you went to some sort of fried chicken like joint that's like in this area,
Nah, nah,
which
nah,
is
nah, nah.
which is totally fine because for some reason, like you pampered fools don't eat that stuff every day, right? I mean, you guys have it really good, right? I mean, I think the thing I'm most impressed about is that you guys kind of just did that whole on site all day, which means that you guys probably burn like 1 billion calories anyway, right? Your brain and your body, right? So if you had
Yeah,
fried chicken, what you guys feel like? What you feel guilty or something? I mean, like that's the perfect after on
I,
site like that meal.
yeah. It's just I guess
Yeah,
keeping
I
it in
don't.
moderation.
Hmm.
And it was called Raising Canes. Canes are the raisings.
Yeah, I think it's not so much that it's inherently bad for you. I think it's just keep it in control, keep it in moderation. Don't eat it every day. If you're eating that stuff every day, then it's gonna get bad. But if you're eating it like once or twice a week, I mean, that's fine. We're humans at the end of the day, you know.
Yeah, and I guess it makes it better if you put some physical activity into your routine. Like I
Yeah,
was actually been since the beginning of the year, especially after like midway end of January where like things got picked up fast for our job, with a lot of requests and on sites and stuff. I was still able to get some gym sessions in the morning, try to
yeah,
still be active, but it
yeah.
whenever I had an on site and I went to the gym in the morning, it was a pain because like if I did leg day, oh man, it was bad.
Yeah.
Because if I have if I had a kneel, if I had a squat any point during the onside, oh my fucking god.
I think what's also helped me is getting one of these standing
I
desks,
told you.
man.
I told you, man.
Like,
Life
Are you
changing.
standing right now?
like, yeah, like, I mean, if you think about it,
Are
like,
you
we're working.
standing right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like test recording we did, I was standing too.
Really? Oh,
It's good to stand a little bit because, like, if you think about it, we're working like 9 hours a day, 8 to 9 hours a day, right? And if you're just sitting there all that time, right, for
yeah.
5 days a week, that's a lot of hours of sitting, right?
my,
Now,
my
if you stand occasionally throughout the day, right, you're gonna work like your leg muscles a little bit. You're gonna burn some calories, man. Especially if you do it right after eating, right? You're gonna burn
Okay.
some of those carbs off right away.
Okay.
booty cheeks be
So
hurting.
for our listeners,
Excuse
then
me?
basically his booty cheeks be hurting. He said. So for the listeners who may or may not be listening to this, so the moral to all of this story is that okay, to be healthy in IT, right? You're going to end up getting like some late in the day stuff that you have to do. All right. So you might start in the morning and go until 9, right? But the best situation to be in is if you're living at home, right? Barely paying any rent, having your mother cook for you, right? And then at the same time having the option for
I
your
paid
mother to
all the
cook for
rent.
you, for
Fuck you
and
mean?
then the option for like living at the
Bro, my
house, right?
paycheck is halved. I have no
Okay.
money left.
See, look at this guy, right? I'm talking about Mohammed. He don't pay no rent, and but he cooks, but he pays for his
No,
own
no.
food, right? And so, but if you can have like healthy
My gosh.
food and every once in a while, right? So just have something like Raising Cane, right? Or whatever that was, fried chicken thing, right? It's fine. So it's all about moderation, really. But in IT, you know you're going to be working late sometimes. You know you're going to be doing it all day and it's going to take so much out of you, right? So, being healthy, right? So, you mentioned the standing desk, right? I remember, you know the during the pandemic and everything, everyone was getting these kind of standing desks and walking pads, right? But I mean, the reality is, and I live by this myself, right? I mean, this is how I maintain happiness in my life, is the 5-minute rule, right? The 5-minute rule is that you spend at least 5 minutes doing something, right? Be it standing, be it walking, right? I mean, even taking like 5 minutes to talk to a friend, like all of that, if you do that, I mean, baby steps that can help you like build on that, right? When we try to go for something
Yeah.
hardcore where okay, I'm gonna go hit that gym for like an hour, right? I mean, how about just getting to the gym, right? That's the
Yeah.
first thing. So it's kind of my 5-minute rule. Or if you're gonna be like eating some kind of food or even preparing, just take time, even 5 minutes. 5 minutes can make a difference. I mean, hell, man, even like, talking to your girlfriend, talking to your wife, spend 5 minutes talking to a friend. Everything actually takes 5 minutes.
Yeah. That's,
Yeah. I think it's all about balance
yeah.
and just making sure to take things slowly. There's no rush. Like, I've lost weight since working this job, which is pretty crazy. But like, my doctor, like when I first started losing weight a few years back, up till recently, she said like, yeah, like you're losing weight not like really, really quickly, but she said she prefers that because she doesn't want anything sudden. And then if it's
Makes
sudden,
sense.
then you're more likely to gain the weight right back. So if you lose it like slowly and you are consistent with it, you're more likely to keep it off going forward.
Yeah, I guess if it's slow, it's like a long-term thing, so you get a
Exactly.
habit, you keep the habit or keep the routine.
Yeah.
It's basically part of your life. I guess if you like
Yeah.
try to rush it, try to like not eat for 30 days or some crazy like that. I don't know how
Exactly.
long a human can last without eating, but whatever the max is, um, you know, that's gonna be there's gonna be bound some sort of like health complication.
Exactly. Yeah. Because you're just more likely to fall back into those traps. But yeah, it all boils down to keeping a balance to everything, trying to figure out what works best for you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
eat
no,
less
Because
Twinkies.
I hate
yeah,
balance. I mean, anything that's worth doing is worth overdoing. But I mean, I'm trying to get that. I'm like a machine, right? I'll just keep going. Right? I don't actually have to eat. I just keep drinking coffee, and I just keep going
Yeah,
and going. You
you're
know,
literally a machine. You
Sure,
smoke and
man.
then smoke comes out of your mouth. You're steaming off the exhaust.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, it wasn't until like a colleague of mine, right, a mentor of mine was just like, "We must stop and eat." I'm just like, "What do we got to eat, man?
We
Let's keep
must
going. We
we
must
must
stop
stop.
and
We
eat.
We
must.
must
We
stop.
must stop and eat." I'm just like, why do we want to stop and eat, man? If we stop and eat, we're not going to get done. And if we're going to eat something, let's just get in the car and get something and drive and eat, right? But it's just taking time to like focus your mind and enjoy the food. It just seems so much a waste of time. But yeah, I've been doing
I
it.
think we need to make that into a sign. Like, we must stop and eat.
Must stop and eat.
And we must stop and eat this one particular same food every time we stop because it doesn't eat anything else. But
Oh,
that's
yeah.
not another story entirely, though. But yeah, no, thank you very much, guys. I think our listeners can actually learn a lot about that, right? So, whether you're in IT or anything, but since we're talking primarily about IT here, right? So ways to maintain healthiness, of course, right? If you can meal prep, take that time out to even walk like just a little bit, right? Those 5 minutes, 10 minutes can build on themselves, right? And also, again, right? So, I mean, it's, I guess when you're younger, right? Because I'm not young anymore, but back in the day, you could eat a lot of like garbage, right? And keep going. But it just seems like, at least with like the younger generation that I work with in IT now, you guys have a lot more awareness about health and just
Mhm.
overall skincare too that is just amazing. But I mean, something actually I'm very shocked by too, because again, like I told you, the people that I worked with in IT, we're just kicking back Mountain Dew, we're eating honey buns and donuts and stuff like that, right? And though you made the point, Mo, that ingredients have changed, so it might not have been bad back then, it still was bad, right? So it just seems like everyone's, in a lot of ways that I've met in IT, is healthier. Like people with muscles now, I was shocked. Like I mean, people are like healthier. And that's all I got to say about this. So, but if you got anything else to add, please leave it in the comment. Thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe. You know, your likes and subscription help us out here, though, as we make content, though. But we're just basically some IT guys in IT and cybersecurity just trying to make our way through here and just commenting on what we see, though. So stick around, stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next one.
See y'all in the next one.